Welcome to Battlestar Galactica Deadlock instructional video number 1. This is a new series of videos that will hopefully air every Monday and be a regular staple of this channel in order to build membership. The first battle is a 12K Colonial fleet against a Cylon fleet of 16K, played by the AI. The AI needs to have an advantage over me in this circumstances. My fleet consists of 1 Celestra, 3 Artemises, and 3 Minervas. Not a very good fleet due to a couple of factors. The Minerva has weak armor, is easy to hit and harm. The Artemis is an older Battlestar design. The Cylons know how to hammer. It does have the advantage of having very strong upper guns, which would make it very effective against a colonial fleet. But the Cylons can just fly so high that they get out of range, so it's not so easy. The Cylon fleet consists of 4 Argos base stars, and these are armed with a lot of cluster nukes. And that's going to prove to be a very difficult thing to overcome because they get replenishment. They never run out of nukes. And this fleet I'm flying has not been tested against human or AI before this date. It was just set up as a fun fleet. The other weakness of the Minerva I forgot to mention is the air wing. The boost of the hangar of the Minervas is the lowest among the colonial battle stars. The lowest among any colonial ship that can fly fighters, as a matter of fact. And it is a major handicap in the air war. Also, the Cylons with their 16K advantage have an advantage in this battle as well. So I'm going to comment frequently but not continuously on this during this video because I just don't want to spend an hour and 11 minutes, the full length of this video, before we put in all the promotional material, talking to you, because I think that will bore people a lot.
Yes, Commander.
Couple basics here. You launch all your fighters on the first turn. You try and form a battle line on your first turn. This fleet was not well tested. You'll see some collision warnings, and you'll see me forced to pull a Minerva out of formation in order to deal with the consistent collision warnings. The flak of the Artemis is excellent, and it's being set up to try to defend the Minervas and let their guns get against base stars. This is not going to prove to be very easy because the Cylons are going to fly high and sit back and just lob nukes, and the Cylons are going to have a significant advantage in numbers of fighters. And the effectiveness of the Minerva-based fighters is going to prove to be very difficult. In fact, I will tell you now, the air war was lost. It was eventually ground down to neutral because the one thing these both Battlestar types do very, very well is hammer fighters. You watch me struggle a little more with the formation. I'll get it into formation, but there's going to be other handicaps that are going to be revealed also. Also, watch in turn 2 how we do the yawing maneuver on the Minervas to pull them back from the line. In the end, I probably should have charged forward knowing that I was facing a Cylon fleet. I didn't do that. I played it as if it was a possible colonial fleet, and I played it more as you would play a human player, which is totally wrong for the AI. We've got a mixture of mines and torpedoes in this. The mines proved to be completely ineffective due to the distance. I use them later in the battle. You'll see. I'll show you when I use them to some effect to damage the missile-carrying Cylon ships. But the biggest problem we had is not getting Dratus and not getting missiles on the enemy as early as possible. One of a number of mistakes I made here after a long break from playing.
Launching drones.
Watch your intervals, people. Time to make a bunch of mama toasters cry.
I'm on it, Commander.
On the prior turn, you saw me get all my PCMs out the door to form a temporary shield against the nukes. I did that before raising flak. Raising flak tells you, reduces the number of ships that the enemy has to plan for. Because you know it's not a Minotaur. You know this, if it's flacking, it's not a adamant or a berserk class. So you don't flak until you have to. Fighters are all launched. I set them in defense of the 3 Minervas to keep them back. In the end, the Cylons managed to get the fight into a fight over my Battlestars, which enabled me to reduce their advantage gradually until I lost all my air power, which you'll see later on. You will see here the Cylon fighters are starting to charge. We've got a torpedo barrage out there, and we're laying down our second layer of PCM here in order to absorb what is likely to be a large amount of ammunition. I did recall that the fleet name of the Cylons did mention cluster nukes. I didn't realize it was completely armored cluster nukes. I didn't realize when I played the game it had 4 Argus ships, which is a great ship if you're playing Cylons to bring nukes with, because if you max out the armory on the Argos, you get replenishment of weapons every 4 turns. Of course, the Argos' disadvantages are it has no guns.
Escort priority 1, still online. Escort clearance zone is active.
So say we all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So say we all.
Note here also that on the Minervas, I'm using the armor drone capability of the Celestra to reinforce the Minerva's weak armor. I start with the top armor, get that to max out to 88 to 90, which is the best you can do with it. Then I start, after taking some casualties, working on the left armor of the one of the remaining Minervas that survived the initial onslaught of nukes.
So say we all. I'm on it, Commander. Yes, Commander. So say we all. So say we all. Missiles incoming. Got it. Yes, sir.
Note once again the yawing maneuver. You pull the Minerva away from the enemy fleet, and then you drop it down to maximum, and then you twist it back to the left, and that causes it to yaw away from the enemy fleet, which provides it distance from guns and such things, which is not an issue against the Silent Fleet, but I didn't care if we studied the Silent Fleet. It was a very powerful fleet, and it performed better than expected. As if the AI was updated, which everybody assures me cannot be happening. The game has not been touched since 2020.
I'm on it, Commander. So say we all.
Adjusting shot by .29. Fire.
Break! Break! Break!
Confirmed squadron target. I'm on it, Commander. Deploying countermeasures. Friendly squad. So say we all. I'm on it, Commander. Confirmed squadron target. Yes, Commander.
Cluster nukes are rolling in, and I take any ship that's under threat of that to full defensive. That will help an Artemis survive a couple of cluster nuke hits. It won't really help the Minerva very much. I believe the Minerva is going to blow up in a few seconds. This is, again, I did not proceed rapidly enough to face the enemy because I was afraid of fighter attacks, and I was being a little overly fair to the AI, I have to admit.
Hostile mine detected.
I narrate during the game, but this time I forgot to record my voice, so I'm narrating after the game with voiceover. I forgot the first Battlestar I lost was not a Minerva, it was an Artemis, which I simply failed to defend adequately. I did not closely track what the weapons were aiming for. I did not save a PCM in reserve to take out nukes, and I lost a Artemis first, and that is a key mistake.
Got it. Launching mines.
I've already lost one-third of my squadrons based on Minervas. They were grouped as 3 groups of 4, which I think is a good grouping for Mark II Vipers. But in the end, the weakness of the air wing, which you get when you use too many Minervas, was a key flaw here. The Cylons are performing very well. They're going to lose their air wing, but they're going to lose the air wing to my ship-based guns after they wiped out my air wing, which is kind of helpful in stopping the nukes as well if it had survived.
That's secondary battery. Full attack mode. Fire at will.
Reloading! I'm inbound on your starboard. 7 high, 10. It's gonna take more than that.
Friendly squadron is dark. I'm on it, Commander. Supply raptors are ready. So say we all.
Solution updated. Target acquisition maintained.
Got it. measures.
Turn after turn, the Cylons grind me down.
Friendly Battlestar is taking damage.
Target is 4534.
So say we all. I'm on it, Commander.
I realize I'm in trouble now. I don't have enough flak defense to defend the 3 Minervas. I don't maneuver them into a tighter formation or a stack formation or some other formation that can actually work. I did use the Minerva's forward guns to take out one of the enemy ships, a scouting Nemesis, but that was a hollow victory. The fighters are going to roll in, and the nukes are going to keep rolling in, as you'll see in subsequent turns.
Missiles incoming. Got it. Got it.
My air wing is now decimated, but don't count yourself out. There's 6 Cylon squadrons of various strength out there, and I managed to wipe out almost every one of those squadrons to the point where their air wing was ineffectual. Did that with guns. I set some of my pod-mounted point defense cannons to target fighters specifically versus other craft. There was no capital ships nearby anyway. It wasn't necessary, but you'll watch as I concentrate my fire on squadron after squadron. The Cylon squadrons drop about 1 per turn. So don't give up when you lost the air war. You can still win the game.
I'm on it, Commander.
As I struggle to maintain my battle line, I'm turning my ship side to side, trying to get a bead on the fighters trying to eliminate the remaining fighters while the Cylons are continuing to just lay back and lob nukes at me. Again, if I'd poured on the speed, I could have gotten more guns on their fleet. I don't know if that would have made a difference, but you'll see as the battle develops later the gravity of the mistakes that I made.
Celestra is taking damage.
Quite often in Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, you learn more from your mistakes than you do from victory. Why would you ask that you even listen to me and watch these videos? Because I'm doing very poorly in this first video. Well, it's the first game I played against anybody, AI or anybody else, other than for staging battles for my book, Battlestar Mercury episode, book number 3, Logistics. But the bottom line is I am competent against humans. I have a 60-odd% win rate, and you can learn from me, and I will not make so many mistakes in the future. I will definitely give better examples of better gameplay, but this is an example of how you learn from your mistakes, because the mistakes were aplenty. But I still recovered from them, and almost had a come from behind victory here.
Yes, sir.
We've been through worse.
You're going to see that I'm going to try and raise up the Artemis classes and try and catch the Cylon Raiders in a flak screen. And I don't think that was successful. I didn't see any Raiders dying in the flak. You might want to slow-mo through the video and see if any Cylon fighters are dying to flak. I think the Cylon fighters basically died against gunfire. As the torpedoes keep coming in, I desperately throw up PCM while trying to keep a PCM in reserve to deal with the nuke that I missed. In the end, this effort would prove to be futile. Silent AI played a pretty good game here. You see, I'm finally getting a beat on some ships and getting some guns on some of those ships, but those ships are gun-toting light carriers. They carry 4 fighter squadrons from the Cylons. That's where a lot of the fighter strength came from, and each one of them had a upgrade to War Driver in there. And the War Drivers, I think 3 or 4 of them, had to be wiped out early in the fighter battle, which obviously harmed my ability to take out his fighters. But you see, I've got 4 ships left. I've got heavy damage to one of the trailing Artemis, and I'm trying to put guns on the light carriers, the Cerberus carriers, but it's just too little, too late, and they're going to damage my ships further, and then another wave of nukes is going to come in, as you will see shortly.
I've lost all firing solutions.
Hostile unit identified. So say we all. I'm on it, Commander.
Basic principle of the battle line is to put combined guns on the enemy. Only my front 2 ships had a chance to hit the enemy Cerberus, but you notice with combined guns, I took out a Cerberus relatively quickly, and I turned the missiles on the second ship, which blew up also pretty quickly. I don't know why. I must have hit it with torpedoes at extreme range. One nice thing about the Cerberus is if you identify it and you hit it, you can hammer it from extremely long range because it can't evade torpedoes even fired from halfway across the battle sector. Now you see I'm trying to make a left-hand turn because I've got weak left side armor, and I don't succeed in doing this, and that's going to put the final nail in the coffin, as it were, in this battle formation of mine. You see, I've got a multitude of problems here. Among those problems is that I've still not identified my enemy ships, and I'm still taking casualties from nukes. I now suddenly remember, and I'm speaking to the dead microphone that was turned off. Oh yeah, I got 4 Argoses that are going to replenish nukes forever on this, loaded up with cluster nukes, and now I'm down to 2 ships. All right, and then I finally make my rush, which I should have made in turn 1, to try and get a Dratus lock on something and start hitting it. And that's the 3rd Cerberus carrier being hit shortly in this turn, next turn.
I'm on it, Commander. Battlestar is taking damage.
After declaring that I was probably going to lose, I realized I had an outside chance of winning if I could just get a beat on the Argos, because they don't have guns, and if I fend off their nukes and I can get them on Dratus, I might have a chance. But there's going to be a couple of Cerberus carriers out there that do me in, and I now have pretty much located the Argoses, but the only thing I have to use against them is guns and torpedoes, and there's a killing blow. My Minerva got plowed. I don't think it died right away, but it shortly thereafter died, and that was it. The only ship I had that could fire and function was a single Artemis, and I was dead fleet commander walking by that point.
Combat hostile. Hostile unit identified. System repairs underway. So say we all. Battlestar is taking damage. Subsystems back. I'm on it, Commander.
You will see that I have gradually drilled the enemy down to 1 Argos left, but he had also 2 Cerberus left, and they're going to pummel me as I fly over them. I had to raise my Artemis to get a gun lock on the Argos, and you saw I've got no armor anywhere, and I'm being hammered by guns. Only a couple of guns, but they're good enough to gradually wear down the Artemis and seal my fate. It would take another 5 minutes before I actually ended up dying, though. Summary of the battle here is I took the wrong fleet to the wrong place, and I used colonial tactics against the Cylon fleet. I didn't pursue the air war far enough, and I did not charge the enemy once I realized I was facing a bunch of Argoses. That was just bad memory on my part. So I did everything I could wrong, and I paid for the price. I almost won, but I just got blown up by the guns of the Cerberus, which are not very great guns. And this fleet is weak in the gun sector, but it was enough. Enjoy the replay, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Tune in Mondays and make your comments in the comment section. Please like and recommend these videos, and please join my subscribe membership so we can get to 1,000 and start paying some of the bills.